Hey guys, we love that you joined our community over here on the Flip Flop Flipper, and we're so proud that we're the fastest growing real estate investor groups on the entire platform. But here's the truth. The difference from being in the free group, the Flip Flop Flipper, and coming over to Apex, we're actually doing deals there. And in the short time that we've had the community, we've done several $1 million worth of real estate transactions. And I personally know of at least 18 or 20 deals that have happened. We just finished our first ever coffee and bus tour, and out of that, I'm already in conversations with 3 or 4 different groups of people that are going to do real estate deals together. We just want to be a part of your real estate investing story. And the difference between being in the Flip Flop Flipper community and being in the Apex community, Apex is actually get done. We're doers over there. So if you want to go from being a wanna-doer to actually being a doer, click the button. Let's go. Join Apex.
That's good.
Click the button.
Click the button. You know what, McKenna? I'd like to. There's a short out there that we did for Emmanuel's video, and I think we could use it as our. Let's try it midway through when we do a word from the sponsor. Let's run that short.
I'll see what I can do.
I don't think it's quite an advertisement, so it's not nearly as good. But Emmanuel's video is really so good. Are we live, by the way?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, hey, welcome to Monday Night Live, edition number 72, I think, right?
Yes, sir. 72.
So, anyways,
Everybody, put hello in the chat.
As our advertisement. That's it. We'll just show people what we do.
I like it. Everyone, say hello in the chat. Where is everybody watching from? Let us know. I'm here in Orlando, Florida. You guys aren't in the studio. Where are you guys?
We are in Camoy, in my house, and we're gonna have to build a studio here because San Juan and Camoy are about half an island apart.
Yep.
And we're doing deals on the west side now. We're picking up our second deal right now. So the exciting news that I'll make an announcement. We closed on Friday our first foreclosure. So if you guys remember 6-7 months ago, we bought a house in Carolina at the foreclosure sale. We did a pretty quick flip. We managed to buy it, fix it, and sell it, even with having to fire a couple of contractors and having had a couple of buyers. We still got it done in just over 7 months, which is pretty good. I'm very happy with that. It's one of our faster flips. We didn't crush it. Like, I don't think we set the world on fire, but we do these 50-50 deals and our investors made a 17% return. So that's not bad. 34% cash on cash return, or 34% annual return divided by 2, a 17% return for the people who put up the cash. Pretty fucking good. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to curse. And now we're going to buy another flip, which I think is going to be even better. It's going to be quicker. It's going to make more money, and it's an easier renovation in Agua Viva.
Yeah, so last week during our masterclass on Thursday, which you only get access to if you're an Apex member, I got the notification that my offer was accepted for $150, and it's a really good flip. All we're talking about is kitchens, floors, and a little electric. Everything else should be, pretty easy. And it should be back on market in less than 2 months. So that's the goal.
Yeah, we're hoping to sell it before the end of the year, which would mean basically that we would turn that original piece of money. And we're inviting the same investors to come in and do this deal. There might be a little bit of room because it's slightly more money. And if we can turn it before the end of the year, then we will have turned the money twice in a year. And I think that everybody involved would make 30+% return.
Yeah, that's what
maybe
calculated.
even better. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
I've also got a new deal under contract, guys.
Whoa! Hey!
To Louisiana, I have 49 houses I just put under contract this week on it was on Friday that I did that. So I'm flying out there next week. My dad's going to come with me, and I'm going to buy 49 shitty little rental houses in Monroe, Louisiana. And I've got some interesting plans for those. So if you guys are interested in hearing more about that, you should ask some questions here in the chat. This is a Q&A. This is the best place for you to get your questions answered on real estate.
I got a question.
Let us know where you're watching from, guys. What's up, Adon?
So you have all the money, right? You just have that cash lying around on the floor somewhere under your floorboards ready to go.
Yeah, I was actually sleeping on it. It was my mattress. Now I don't have a bed.
That's how rich
You know,
people sleep.
surprisingly, sleeping on cash like that's not all that comfortable.
It's terrible.
Really uncomfortable.
Really?
I actually do not have any of the money right now. So I need $2.6 million that I'm going to go raise. I'm closing in 2 months. It's a July 11th close date. So that's a Friday, second week of July. And man, so I've got about 2 months to go get that $2.6 million that I need for this deal.
And guys, this is the way that we tell you to do it. This is the way we do it. Go find the deal of a lifetime, verify that it's the deal of a lifetime, and then get the money. You don't need to line up $2.6 million to go buy something in Monroe, Louisiana, unless you have a deal in Monroe, Louisiana. So there was no need for us to have that money. And we would never be sitting on that amount of money because we're always going to be putting it into whatever the next best, greatest deal is. And this one looks pretty good on paper, but we may get out there and find out that it's dog and not be able to do it. We'll see. I think we've done a pretty good amount of research and we feel pretty good about this. And so maybe we could deep dive that tomorrow night on the deal analysis as well, McKenna.
Yeah. Well, and so that takes us to our first question here.
Deals too.
George Cologne asked McKenna, how am I scouting these deals remotely? I am flying to Monroe, Louisiana, so I'm not going to scout them remotely. I did use PropStream for my initial underwriting. I actually got the free trial, which reminds me I need to cancel my free trial or they're going to charge me $100.
And oh, by the way, you guys, how did we find this deal? That's a good question, right? So we found
this came from an Apex community member.
Through a person in our Apex group. Our Apex group we actively do deals together with.
Yep.
He posted in the group for everyone to see and asked for feedback and was just trying to wholesale it. And he didn't get much in the way of feedback. And then we saw it and we were like, man, actually the conversation was, hey, this is a really good deal. One post isn't good enough. Even in a group like Apex, when you have a freaking deal like this one, you need to shout it from the rooftops. You've got to let everybody know that you really have something that's a good deal.
Yep.
If you are shy, if you are quiet, you might have your hands on the deal of a lifetime. He almost lost this deal. I mean, I think he got down to within days of being out of contract. And he didn't, of course, he didn't have $2 million. Of course, he was going to have to throw it back. He didn't have even the deposit.
This is his first ever real estate deal at all.
So it's a huge learning curve, and I get it. But the point is, and what you can learn from it right here, right now, is when you do find the deal of a lifetime, don't be shy. You got to tell people. I mean, if you keep it quiet, how's the money going to find you if you don't know about it? If the money can't hear that it's out there, it can't find that great deal that you've got. So don't be shy. It's a big theme, guys. I think over the next few weeks we're going to talk about this again and again, because recently something hit me as I was having dinner with Aaron St. with who? Aaron St. John? Yeah, with Aaron, who's closing on his deal in Rincon, and he said, you know, many people that are even in your Apex group are waiting to do a deal with you, Robbie. And I thought, you know what? That's probably sad but true. You guys don't wait for me. I mean, we're going to do our deals. Adon's going to find the next deal. I'm going to find a deal. So is McKenna. You guys go out and find a deal. If you want to do a deal with me, bring me a deal. We can talk about it. I'm certainly willing to partner with you. But if you're just waiting there for us to hand it to you on a silver platter, I mean, maybe it'll happen, but that's no way to take the bull by the horns. That's not the Apex way. That's not the flip-flop flipper lifestyle, guys. You got to get out there and be active. All right. That's enough of my ranting and preaching.
Yeah, got to tie rebar to the truck.
Hey, people love that video. I know. We got a couple thousand views.
On what video?
I got you your next job. Aaron actually said he needs some pavers, and I told him we can stack them on the roof, no problem. You'll bring them up. Sure.
Oh, for your deadly truck missile that you made. Yeah, that video is great. I like how it starts with, "Hey, we need a little red flag or something."
Did you see what I found? A Sprite bottle while I put it on there.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Sprite bottle I stuck on there. I thought that'll keep everybody safe.
It's better than nothing. I'll tell you what. Better than nothing. Hey guys, put your questions in the chat. Hector says, I'm glad for you, McKenna. Congratulations. Thank you, Hector. Trump is threatening big cuts to Section 8. Does that impact any of your Puerto Rico investment strategies? From Ask a Married Man.
I have not heard of that, big cuts to Section 8. If Trump cuts Section 8, would it affect us in Puerto Rico? Well, I'm buying a 50-unit apartment building right now that is government housing. It's not quite Section 8, but it's a Section 8 type government-backed.
To call HAP.
It's called HAP. Yeah, it's a government-backed program. I mean, look, if Section 8 gets cut, that's not good for people who own rental properties, especially for people who want to rent properties to the low-income housing section. And that's us. I mean, that describes my business for 25, 26 years. We've always had some portion of our rental portfolio is occupied by Section 8 renters. Right now, it's not a super big part of the rental portfolio. When we first came to Puerto Rico, we almost exclusively did Section 8. But I would be sad if President Trump does do that. That would not be very good.
I just pulled up an article on multifamilydive.com. Never heard of it, so who knows if it's true. It says that his proposed budget plan from 2 weeks ago would completely eliminate Section 8, but it would replace it by doing state-funded grants. So the federal government would send money to the states, and then each state would run their own subsidized housing program to replace Section 8. It's interesting. I wonder how that would work with Puerto Rico as a territory. And you have to deal with the Puerto Rican government, which sucks.
So Section 8 here is called Plan Ocho. It's already run by the Puerto Rico government. It's not the
federal section.
It's not a federal-backed plan, I don't think. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. Do you know?
I'll ask the robot.
Let's find out, because I don't want to say something that I'm wrong about. Honestly, I'm for having the states be in charge of stuff, and I think overall that probably sounds good to me, but I still think it would suck for the next couple of years while they figure it out. And I think some states will do it better than others, and I think it could be really bad for some places that don't manage things well already.
You would think
if I had to say, will Ron DeSantis run a state-run Section 8 type program well? I think he would. If I had to count on somebody in California running it well, I would say, man, that's terrifying. As bad as the federal government is, there are some states that are even worse.
I would think too that in an ideal world, it's phased out over 15 years, and it's just as these apartments become vacant, they're just no longer able to get new renters in there, but current renters are hopefully grandfathered in until they leave.
If they just go in and say, all right, we're cutting Section 8 tomorrow.
Oh,
holy cow. What a disaster.
What a fucking disaster.
That would be the least popular thing that I could think that guy could do. Like that, there would be nobody on either side that could be happy with that, I don't think.
It'd be a disaster. But with the Doge stuff, that is how they've been rolling. They've been making sweeping cuts, and they just cut first, ask questions later.
Yeah, they do.
What was your question?
But it is just a proposed budget.
In Puerto Rico, run by the Puerto Rico government or run by the U.S. government?
This would have to go through Congress, guys, and he's only got 3 more years to do something like that through Congress. Maybe only 1 more year if they lose the midterms. And Trump's, I think, making some popularity mistakes with this tariff crap. So if they lost the House,
he's made a huge gamble. Huge gamble.
I'm not on board, but I know some people are. So I guess we'll just see what happens.
I'm also not on board.
Yeah.
I don't like tariffs. And, kind of selfishly, it directly affects our business. And anybody here who's a real estate investor, these tariffs are not good for you in the short term at the very least, because things like lumber are going to cost more, drywall is going to cost more, metal is going to cost more. all of these things directly impact the bottom line for people who own rental properties or people who are going to flip houses. Now, hopefully he can land the plane, but I think he gambled not just the midterms, but if he loses the midterms, he could have messed it up for his party and the Republicans for decades. And which would really, really be something, because the Democrats are so messed up right now. Why he made that gamble, I really had to scratch my head about it.
Well, maybe it'd be time for a new party that could kick both of their parties' asses. But
Guys, we need to ask questions.
If both parties are super unpopular, we can talk politics all night long.
I know, that's why I'm saying ask real estate questions before it gets heated in here.
I think the problem with that is I think we all pretty much believe the same thing. So it's just three talking heads. We're like The View, basically. I want to be. I'm not going to finish that sentence. Never mind.
I mean, not Oprah. What's her name? Whoopi.
Yeah.
Whoopi getting her ass whooped.
All right. Mullet Bros Company says, "What's up from Illinois?" Hey, how's it go? Are you Drew Schaffner's cousin, Mullet Boys, bro? I think that you are. These guys want us to come speak in Illinois at an event. We're meeting with our event coordinator, Danella, tomorrow, and I'm planning to bring it up, Mullet Bros.
What kind of event?
Let me see. Drew just texted me about it right before the stream. But welcome to the show.
Yeah, I've never seen Mullet Bros Co. before. So I think you're new to the channel. So like and subscribe, guys, if you're watching this. I don't know how many people are watching us, but hopefully if you look and see how many people are watching, you can verify that there's that many likes. And if there aren't, go ahead and hit the like button.
So it looks like the U.S. federal government, via the Department of Housing and Urban Development, funds it and regulates it.
Okay. So it is a national program. So Plan Ocho's national program here.
Plan Ocho is the same.
So going back to the question of what would that do for our investment strategy on the island of Puerto Rico, well, I like to invest in long-term rental properties, and I actually like Section 8 quite a bit. I don't know if it would change my mind that I believe I would still like it. It would almost certainly mean that until they figured their stuff out, we would only rent market rents. We wouldn't be a part of a program that's trying to figure itself out. So I just think it would be especially bad on the island of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is probably one of the places, and I'll get myself in trouble here for saying this, that the government won't run it as well as the federal government does.
So the federal government funds it, but PR does have a program that. So Puerto Rico Public Housing Administration.
So they are kind of run it.
So they run it, and it's just funded by the government.
A lot of things in Puerto Rico are weird.
The HUD feeds them, I guess, and they feed people.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I'm going to rapid fire down the list. Jorge says, thank you. McKenna. Emmanuel says, PropStream free trial is a steal. I have to cancel it. I need to call them. That is good to know. Julio says, I'm in with the treehouse.
Nice.
Very cool. Love it. J.E. Anderson. Hello, Robbie. Quick, small question. When's the next Deal Makers bus tour for Apex members? Discounts for flip-floppers? ?
We're planning it, John. I know we've been saying that for a little while. Maybe July. We're going to do something. I don't know if it'll be a bus tour either. But we're going to try and do a live event for people on the island through Apex. And of course, anybody who's in the flip-flop free account is going to be offered to come over and join the discounts and all that stuff. We're also going to do a virtual event. McKenna talked earlier about Danella, who is helping us to go and speak in different places. So we're going to do a 2-day or a 3-day webinar boot camp coming up probably later this year, October, November timeframe. That'll be separate from everything else that we're doing. Is that right, McKenna?
Yep. I think so. That'll be separate. Well, I think Apex members will be invited to the 3-day event.
That's true. Yeah, I think Apex members are going to get the free pass or the backstage pass because you guys are our community. That's true. Assuming the tariffs do increase the costs, what are the real estate models to focus on? Yeah, so the tariffs have already increased the costs, and we know that. I don't know if you guys have met my business partner, Dave McCallie, but he tracks all the books, dots the I's, crosses the T's. We have meetings weekly where we talk about the cost of things. And last week, we got an invoice from one of our contractors where we bought some pretty common things that we buy fairly often when we're doing a flip, right? Like trowels and I don't know, a box of wire or something. But anyways, Dave was looking at one receipt from 3 months ago versus a receipt from this month in May, I believe. Almost identical items, and it was 100% more expensive. So it was like $300 3 months ago, $600 and something this month in May. Jeez. And that is I mean, I don't know what else you would say that's from. That is a direct kind of problem that has come already from these tariffs.
And guys, tariffs are a tax. Tariffs are a tax on us, on the person who's buying the product. And it's a tax, so we're paying more for our materials, and then we're going to have to charge more for homes because we simply have more money invested in them. So then home buyers get charged more. It affects every aspect of the economy, these tariffs. So don't think that your industry doesn't feel it because you're buying something made in America.
Think about this and just use a little common sense. Think about how much things increased in price during COVID. It went crazy. Everything in the world got expensive. And I'll tell you guys, for 2.5 years going through that, up until like just recently, I couldn't figure out how to price a renovation. I was wrong for 2 years. Like we would say 4 years ago, if I renovated a house and it was $35,000, now if I look at that house, it's $50,000 for the same renovation that I was doing 4 years ago. And I couldn't catch up. I would try to adjust for what it seemed like the costs had gone up, and I would be off every time, and we'd be over on the budget again and again. Luckily, during COVID, also, if you notice, rents went through the roof, and price of real estate went through the roof. So even though we were wrong on what the renovation costs were, we got this magical appreciation. But that seems to have stopped. I don't think that in this go around we get that magical appreciation. At least not right now. At least not until the government starts printing money again.
Yep.
So if that's true, and let's say renovation costs go up 50% on materials, 25% overall, what are we going to do? We're probably going to work on lower margins to start, but eventually McKenna's right. It's going to catch up, and it's going to push forward. I don't expect rents to come down. I don't expect the price of real estate to necessarily come down.
Maybe in California, maybe in states that have a declining population,
or even here in Puerto Rico and Gringo land on the real expensive stuff. I could see that stuff coming down in value. Where you spent $25 million and you have to sell for $20 million, and that would suck. But I think if you're buying a house for $250,000, pretty much anywhere, that's entry level. That's not going down anytime soon.
And so, guys, affordability is at an all-time low for affordability, and that's like what can somebody pay for a house, and that's directly related to interest rates. So the price, if anything, is suppressed by the high interest rate environment, at least relative to where we've been the past 10 years. If the government does this tariff thing, if renovation prices go up 100% again, I mean, oh my God, it's going to shut down home building. It's going to you won't be able to get a house. That's going to be the issue.
Well, that's why prices won't come down, right?
Yeah. It's just going to be
a housing shortage pretty much everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
If you can't afford to import
China,
you need to build, you're not building homes.
Yeah. And then if people can't afford to buy the homes right now, they can't afford to pay $100,000 more or $200,000 more.
So let's answer the rest of this question. What
Yeah.
are the real estate models to focus on? I think that you focus on long-term rents. You go back to looking at things just from a cash flow analysis.
Yeah.
So I would also say that I'll very likely still do flips because I think I can move in and out fast enough. But
and you can buy them cheap enough.
And I can buy them cheap enough. And if I can't move in and out of them fast enough, I can also pivot and rent. And as long as I can rent and cash flow, then I can wait it out. So, I mean, we've seen this movie before. We know that real estate prices are going to continue to go higher. So the two things that I would probably focus on, number one, would be cash flowing real estate. Owning cash flowing real estate is always a good idea, but I think it's a really good idea right now as costs are going to, it would seem like they're going to keep going up. So if rents are up here and we think they're high today, and because of inflation, everything gets more expensive, then rents are going to keep going up. That's the way I see that.
Yeah, I think so. I like lending in this environment, in the high interest rate environment. I think getting into first position loans at 10+% that are, 5, 10-year, 15-year loans, if we ever do go back down to 4 or 5% money, you suddenly have an asset that is way above what anybody else can have. It gains value that way. You've got, you're buying these things at 70% loan to value. There's a lot of safety there in lending. And that's my plan for these Louisiana properties. My 49 properties that I'm buying in Louisiana for the $2.6 million, I'm planning to turn them all into a lending position where I'm going to sell to locals and be the bank. As Dave Steck would say, we just released a video with him. Just be the bank. So
what is it? Ungodly,
embarrassing.
And, one other. Ungodly, obscene, and embarrassing money, or something like that.
Yep, that's the three kinds of money he wants to make.
By the way, guys, hopefully you're all subscribed to the YouTube channel. We did just drop this video. Dave Steck is a new friend. He's a guy that we want to do deals with. I had the pleasure of having an interview with him while I was on the San Juan Social Club cruise. I would even go so far as to call him my new mentor. Like, I really like this guy. I think he's super, super smart. And he's done way more than me and McKenna and Adon put together, especially in this hard money phase of real estate. So I highly, highly, highly recommend you watch that interview. And I would also appreciate it. So I want to make sure that it gets out there. It's such good information. So I don't normally pump on the Monday Night Live the videos we put out, but this one's a really important video, guys. So go find it.
I see Mike in the chat. Mike, you'll enjoy it for sure. He's
called
right
Just Be the Bank, and it's I just think he drops dimes the whole time. And he kind of said this, McKenna. He said what you just said. He said everybody should consider getting in on the lending side of the market right now because we're at the top of the market. He explains it in the video. He did a really good job.
Tramina asked, do I offer a free trial for Apex? We usually don't, but I just put a link in there, and that link will have a free trial until 5:40. So you've got 10 minutes.
So go in there.
Go in and join. It's a 7-day free trial.
Yep.
We don't like offering them, but because you asked, I'm a pushover.
Yeah, if you ask, you receive, right?
That's right.
That's what we say all the time. Go ahead, shoot your shot. Why not?
Yep.
Of course. And we would love to have you be part of Apex. And tomorrow we're going to do the Deal Makers Tuesday night where we deep dive people's deals. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about McKenna's deal. Some of you will probably be able to bring deals. It's a format where we're face to face on a Zoom. If you're presenting your deal, we get to ask questions about it. So it's really good. I like that format a lot. You'll like it. And then we have the Thursday night masterclass as well. Sorry, Adon, you moved away, so I pushed you out of the way.
I see.
So our next question is any DSCR loans? I believe I've seen a flyer for Puerto Rico lending, and we're going to answer that question right after a word from our sponsor.
This is Emmanuel, and in just 3 weeks, he found the deal of a lifetime, negotiated an offer, got it accepted, found the EMD from a third party, me, and then found the buyer to sell it. Now, how did he do all of that? He's a member of the Flip Flop Flipper Apex community. And inside of Apex, he was able to find the buyer who's an operator. He was able to find someone who wanted to put up the money, and he's got the deal of a lifetime done and is going to make $40,000 on his very first deal. So if that sounds good to you, and you want to be like Emmanuel, comment Apex and I'll send you the link.
All right, and we just put the link in the freaking description. You got a free trial. All you got to do is join in the next, 5-10 minutes?
Free 10 minutes. 5:40, I'm turning it off. See, Adon doesn't want me to do it.
Because someone asked. Somebody asked, and so we ask and you shall receive.
Look, I love the free trial, but it shows you're not committed. So I'm just saying, you should commit fully. What are you waiting for?
If you want Adon to like you, wait till 5:41 and just pay, and Adon will like you.
Yep.
Mike Bruce says, "What's up, Flip Flop Flipper?"
What's up, NFFF?
Ask a married man, can one take advantage of the short-term rental loophole? Do we answer this question about the SCR loans?
What was it saying?
Sorry.
There are DSCR loans.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, there are DSCR loans.
And they are new. They are new.
Brand new.
Year. I know one person that's done one. I think you get like a 50 or 60% loan to value. It's not.
Expect your appraisal to come in low. Expect it to take a long time. Expect that you're going to do a full doc loan no matter what they say.
Yeah.
Expect the interest rate to be higher than it is in the States. Expect it to be harder than you could ever possibly imagine. But the good news is they're here. So go do them and then come back, Glenn, and tell us about how it went for you, because I want to be wrong about everything I just said. It's just it hasn't happened yet. So
yeah,
brand new.
They are brand new. Anna Isabel just joined Apex. Anna, hey, good to see you again. Anna, are you going to take Spanish classes from Anna?
I am.
Oh.
I don't think, Anna, that you sent me the link to set up the call so that we could do our access, where you figure out where I'm at. Which
it's not that far.
It's not that good. It's no bueno.
I saw him order coffee. It did pretty good.
I can do that. Yes.
Can one take advantage of the short-term rental loophole via the accelerated depreciation when investing in Puerto Rico? I'm investing in my first Puerto Rico property from the mainland.
Okay. Accelerated depreciation.
That's the cram down depreciation that I do.
It's part of the big new bill that Trump is trying to get through by July 4th. If that happens, then the cram down depreciation is going to go back up to, I think, 100% on many items. And I believe, and I'm not a tax expert, but I believe that the answer would be yes. So if you bought, say, a condominium in Isla Verde for $1 million and you were doing it on STR, short-term rental stuff, and you wanted to do the cram down depreciation, I don't see why you can't do that. It's like anything else. You'll have to do the cost segregation. You'll have to have likely an accountant here on the island. You'll need to be paying your taxes on the island of Puerto Rico. But yeah, why not? I think you can do it.
Now, here's another way you can invest in Puerto Rico that you might not know. Long-term rentals in Puerto Rico are tax-free, but you're not able to do the depreciation on those properties. But it more than makes up for it with the tax-free income. I mean, that is just freaking sick. And that's any kind of long-term rental.
And what if you did both? What if you've got a whole bunch of income somewhere and you bought a 7 or 8 unit apartment building on the island and you just rented it out long-term? It's not near the ocean. You get that steady rental income that's completely tax-free. And then you go do your short-term rental over in Isla Verde somewhere in a really nice condo on the ocean, and you do cram down appreciation on it. Verify the cram down appreciation stuff. I'm like 90% sure that you can do it. If Alan's here, he might be able to answer it. We've never done cram down depreciation on the island.
I have. Oh, not on Puerto Rico.
Not on the island of Puerto Rico. But we've had discussions about it, and we believe that we could. But most of the rental properties on the island of Puerto Rico, we're not paying tax on the income, so we're not supposed to depreciate them anymore.
Right. Is that because you're special?
Well, I am special, Adon. Thank you for noticing. But no, it's
His
free.
mom's told him that.
You
Is
could
that
do
okay?
it too.
I could do it.
You could.
Oh,
You know what's that?
Well, but Adon's basically a gringo. He hangs out with you. What about just a regular Puerto Rican?
You know what's a shame though is that this tax-free rental income, long-term rental income, has been around since 2011, and nobody knows about it. Now it's being extended through 2040, and we're freaking broadcasting it to the world every single week because it's what an amazing way to make some money, and it's available to everybody. So anybody who buys a house, a condo, a multifamily, builds something like that, and then rents it out long term to people who are going to live in it, you do not have to pay income tax on that revenue. And that's
really good.
pretty sick, right? And you don't have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops. It's not a special program. It's just exempt rental income on your Puerto Rico tax return, and everybody's eligible for it. If you had bought these kind of assets from 2011 through like 2020, you wouldn't even have to pay capital gains on the property when you sold it. But I think that portion of the bill is not going to extend, that's going to sunset, and now you will be paying capital gains tax moving forward.
Yeah.
So there you go.
We've got a little O face. Christina says, wow. George says, thank you, McKenna and Robert. Adon, you didn't get a thank you because you left.
No, I'll see.
Sorry, man.
What was that? I'll take a 10%.
I'll take a 10% loan and have a first position available. I mean, I would too.
That's a word, Christian.
Yeah, Christian. Hey, are you back in Apex, man? I know we were talking the other day. So hopefully, if I didn't send you that link, I think McKenna put one up. Free trial still going on. Christian can rejoin.
For 4 more minutes.
There you go.
Mike says,
what do you need a 10%? What do you need to borrow 10% money on?
Let us know below. Mike says when those 10% notes go to lower interest rates, you get paid back in full with a refi. Very true. George says, thank you, Christina, and retirement cash flow. Addiction Nail says, hello, Apex family. Tremina says, I have 3 owner finance deals. I like the tax benefits because I only pay taxes on the installments for the year.
Amen. I like to sell that way as well. Then we're not paying a big capital gain on a big amount of money. In fact, the first portion of the money we take usually back as our principal pay down, and then we take the profit over a series of years, so it keeps us at the lower tax bracket.
All right. This group is amazing. I've learned so much.
Somebody had already joined Apex. Is she in for Maine?
It says that it's saying she already joined. I don't see you in here, but maybe it's just a technical issue. She also said, I've tried twice, but it won't let me join. I'll be back in Puerto Rico on Monday, and I'll join then. Glad to have you. On to our next question. I'm moving to Puerto Rico. The sport's been amazing. He's not a scam, Robert, as the keys, dollar tools, the knowledge. It's so hard to get from the banks. They make it impossible to get a loan. Apex is it.
That's pretty nice of you.
Glenn Cardona says, hey, Rob, do you do any hard money loans?
So we do some in Florida, and we do something called hard money partnering in Puerto Rico. Did we lose McKenna? Are we off of this thing?
No, we're still going.
What's happened?
Probably step up.
So to answer your question, Glenn, yeah, we would do something that looks like a hard money loan, but we like to take ownership of the property. So if you find a great deal and you bring it to us, we might buy it in our name. You put some money in it, and we do a lease option back to you, and you effectively pay the hard money rates. So hopefully that makes sense. And we could talk about that offline too.
Awesome. Thank you.
Ask a married man. Awesome. Thank you.
To finish the restaurant in the back. Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. Did you put the pool back there, Chris?
No, I think he X'd the pool with the restaurant.
Cool.
Let us know. Did you put the pool or you replaced it for the restaurant? Anna says, Robert, I have a property for you. Perfect, Anna. Reach out on Apex, send them a DM.
Yes.
The whole team is special. Oh, we appreciate you. Thank you. Free time Apex payment link is not working.
Breeze, we got to get that working for you.
We'll get it.
When
We'll get it.
McKenna gets back, we'll fix it.
It's me, Jasmine from Chicago. What's up, Jasmine?
Yeah, I thought that was Jasmine, but I wasn't
Man, Jasmine is just a ball of energy.
sure. I know.
She's awesome.
She's a lot of fun.
She runs on sunbeams or something. It's crazy.
Too.
We can't wait to see you down here.
Hopefully, Jasmine, did Emmanuel reach out to you, because he was going to talk to you, and I think you were now in communication with Kimberly as well. So hopefully you're going to find out where you can get an inexpensive rental.
You want to play with notes. When you collect note money, don't forget to issue a 198 to your borrowers and interest over $600.
A 1099. Yeah.
1099.
1098. I think it's
1098.
different.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's that they can take the interest off of their taxes as an expense.
He did both. He put the pool and is putting a restaurant. We got to go see that.
Man, he invited us to go see it. We should go.
Yeah. I always get these invitations late, man. What's going on?
Where are you guys going? I missed it.
Christian's hotel
Yeah.
in Sierra Gordo. Adon's first flip, Christian's first hotel, and he renovated it so freaking well.
Really good.
Oh my God. I was in love with it by the time he was done with it. I was really upset that we didn't do it. But I don't know if we would have done as good a job. He did a really good job.
Yeah, no, it was a big project.
Did a great job. McKenna, Breeze is saying that the free trial is not working for Apex.
I just put a new link in. Let's see if that one worked for you, Breeze.
So Tremaine and Breeze, we'll give you another 10 minutes there. See if this link works.
10 minutes? Oh, man. All right. I guess that's fair if this link wasn't working. Oh, do we lose these guys? Might just be me, or maybe I'm out. I'm not sure. But
We were out for a second.
you're out for just a second.
Yeah, if these don't work for you guys, put your contact info in the chat, and we'll reach out to you offline.
Or join the free.
I think Breeze is in the free. You must. And BK Breeze, we're doing deals in Aguadilla. I know you said you might be interested in seeing our duplex. So once you join Apex, send us a DM. Let's get on a phone call.
Yep. Let's do it.
Yep.
So I'm sorry, you guys were telling me where did Christian invite you to his hotel that got finished?
Yeah, Sierra Gordo. Oh, did you miss all that? We cut
I
out?
did. Where's that at?
Came out really, really nice.
He did a tremendous job. So that was the one that for a while I owned with Patrick McKenna. And then
Yeah.
Don decided he wanted to buy it, and so we bought it from Patrick, and then we sold it to Christian.
Okay.
Don's first deal. And now he's got a restaurant even. Wow.
I didn't know.
I didn't
That's
either.
pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
I'd like to see it too. You know whose hotel just opened up is Mark Weiss's too. The Maple with
We need
yeah.
to go see that. We need to do an interview with Mark.
Yep. Mark would love to sit down with you guys. I don't think he's here today, but him and Aja did an interview at his hotel.
Yeah,
It looked great.
I'm gonna do it. We got to go find Mark to do that. We also got invited to go to Arecibo and meet with the new Caldwell Banker franchise owner for the island, Mike Hazimi. Maybe that's tomorrow.
You guys better make a list. You're popular guys.
It ain't happening tomorrow.
Not tomorrow?
I don't know.
You can't do it? I can do it,
You could do it.
but I need to go.
Anna says, yay. Jinx says, as a Puerto Rican, I appreciate your work in fixing the abandoned homes.
Thank you very much. That is nice to hear. We get about 95% positive, and
Yep.
then a very loud 5% of Gringo go home.
Your new video that's kind of going viral, you're getting a lot of love and a lot of hate, I've noticed. It's very polarizing.
The 5 worst places to buy real estate. I know.
Yeah. The lady's like, stay out of the mountains. And you're like, Good idea. I will.
That's exactly what I said I do.
Yeah.
That is the video. Thanks for watching.
I would buy in the mountains. I mean, they're nice. And then somebody said, well, that I was just completely wrong, that Home Depot will deliver anywhere in the island. And I said, well, have you tried to have them deliver down a steep hill or a narrow road? Because they won't. They'll get to the bottom of that road, be like, yeah, I know we got to go 200 yards. Come get it and hike it up the hill.
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh, man. Hey, guys, put your questions in the chat. We've still got 15 more minutes here. We'll answer any questions you want, real estate related or not. I mean, let's get personal, man. Dad, how's your day going?
That's a good day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood here.
Mr. Rogers.
Yep, we calculated the returns for the investors in our foreclosure sale. Yep. We ate some bad barbecue.
Oh, golly.
Terrible.
Oh, no.
Back straight my entire lunch.
Oh, I bet he loved the barbecue.
Yeah.
Baxter's not.
And he looked at me like, this is terrible, Robert. Why are you giving me this? I'm going to eat it. Don't worry. But it's really bad.
Oh, man. Tremina says the link's still not working. It might be on your side. I guess it's not working for BK Breeze either, but Anna was able to join.
So why don't we get her number and just after this, let's call her up. And
Tremina, why don't you send me a message on school if you're in the free community?
If it's not working still, we'll fix it after this. Just let's finish this. 10-15 minutes from now, we'll jump on a phone call and we'll figure this stuff out.
Jink says, what are your thoughts on hearing that some American people are hurting our frogs because they don't like the noises?
What?
Yeah, have you heard that?
Hurting the frogs?
The kooky frogs.
I mean, those are fighting words. I have heard of people like waking up in the middle of the night going, what is this terrible sound? And then we're like, hey, that's the coqui frog. And they're awesome. I have not heard of anybody hurting the frogs. And I'll be honest, I've been here for 7 years. I don't think I've ever seen one of the frogs, and I've looked for them. They can be yelling right at you. I mean, they're very small. I can't.
They are very hard to see.
They're really hard to see. I'd be shocked if someone was trying to hurt a frog. What?
Anna says, I've heard about this as well. The crazy lady wanted to know how to kill them. I bet it's just one crazy lady that was doing this.
Wanted to know how to kill the frogs.
Oh, wow. Man. That's no good. That's like saying the beaches should be private right there. Kill the frogs and make the beaches private.
What the heck?
The way to kill the frogs is this easy. You buy a ticket and you go back home.
Yeah. If you don't like the coquis, get out.
Anna says it was disrupting her vacation.
Wow.
I
mean, so we have Airbnbs where people have complained about them. For sure, that's true. No one's tried to hurt them, but we have this amazing little Airbnb in the city of San Juan. So we're not near the ocean, we're not near the jungle or anything. But every night the frogs are out there just chatting with each other, and it has caused people that think alarms going off or they're just not sure what it is. And then we'll say, hey, that's the coqui frog, and usually they relax. But
yeah.
No one's ever threatened to hurt him, though.
J.E. Anderson says tomorrow's trip, he's free and the drive is on him. Adon, hit up J.E. and he'll drive you.
There you go.
All right. Glenn says.
He's bringing you. I'll be there.
Glenn says, do you have any owner financing properties available?
Yes.
We always do, Glenn. How do we communicate? Is Glenn a part of Apex?
I think Glenn is a part of Apex. Glenn, are you in Apex? Maybe. No, I don't see a Glenn in Apex.
Glenn, join Apex and send me a DM. Actually, sorry. Let me back up. Join Apex and send Adon a DM.
Why me?
Join Apex and send Emmanuel a DM.
Emmanuel will answer.
Properties that I will sell seller financing. But I want to make sure that you talk to someone who's going to get you the information you need and I'm not always the best at it. So
100%.
So tell us what you want. We've got some small multifamilies. We got a couple of condos that we could do that are rental properties. We don't really have anything out there that I can think of that's listed that I would just blurt out here right now.
What about Don's Rio Piedras thing? Or do you still have that, or did you sell it?
We have it.
We have a couple of things in Rio Piedras. We have the finished one, and we would do seller financing. It's a pretty high ticket item. And we have another 5-unit in Rio Piedras that we could also do seller financing on, but it's not cash flowing. You have a pretty good quote for the renovation on that? Oh, that's good. That's really good. So we got a few things. We do.
Glenn is looking for a multifamily. So yeah, there's a couple good ones.
Give Glenn the free trial thing for Apex. Let's get in there and let's
reach out to me. Reach out to Emmanuel. He's probably the best person to stay on top of this.
Will answer everybody.
Yeah, he's a hustler, and so you want a hustler on your team working for you. He gets stuff done.
Ask
Married Man says
morning at 7 a.m. Yep.
I was thinking of having Arecibo as my buy box. There are many abandoned properties. It's a large town by the beach. If you start buying in the area, I'll have to join you. I've got some amazing news for you, Ask a Married Man. We are buying in Arecibo.
Yeah, we really like Arecibo.
Yep.
And of all of the so I moved west. I'm in a town called Kamoy. Of all of the towns that I'm looking at, and I'm starting with Arecibo and then going west, I don't think there's any place that has more distressed properties that are kind of readily available than Arecibo. So I haven't found anything yet that I'm going to buy, but I've been looking.
What about your church that you want to turn into a hotel?
I've got a church in Arecibo. I've got 2 houses for sale on one lot that we do seller financing on. That we're about to have power and water on, so that's pretty cool. We just sold a duplex there in Arecibo, so it's not like I've never done anything in Arecibo. But today I looked at a 3-family house with a commercial space, and the guy was close. I did a video about it. Maybe if it's not out yet, it'll be out tomorrow. Last week I looked at a 6-unit that was all 4-bedroom, 2-bath apartments, and they were amazing. And I'm actually talking to Hector about putting together an offer and trying to figure out if we can get bank financing on it. So there's things going on in Arecibo. I like Arecibo. It pretty much has nowhere to go but up. I mean, there's a lot of distress. So I think it's a good place to have your buy box.
Yeah.
And you'll want to meet Mike Azimi as well. So Mike is going to have the Caldwell Banker franchise for the island of Puerto Rico, but he had his buy boxes at Arecibo a few years ago and bought 10 or 15 buildings in the Pueblo.
Really nice.
And he's done really well. And he's done a good job of renovating them and putting in restaurants. So he's creating jobs, and he's got Airbnbs, he's got long-term rentals. He's done a very good job.
Jinx says, have you thought about going to Fajardo? There's a lot of abandoned buildings and gas stations and houses.
Yeah, so we bought a lot in Fajardo 7 years ago. And it's not that I love Fajardo. I love the whole island, but we've moved west. So
you have
I'm an unlikely buyer of anything in Fajardo.
You sold everything you had, right?
You sold it all? There was a triplex you had in Fajardo that was one of my favorite properties. It was kind of up on the hill, looking over the city.
Justin from Apex bought it.
Justin bought that. Yeah, that's a beautiful little building.
We have a duplex in Fajardo that Warren Williams owns. I did seller financing with him, and now he wants to sell. We could talk about that tomorrow night on what is it?
The Deal Makers Shark Tank.
Deal Maker Shark Tank.
Deal Maker Shark Tank. We've been trying to come up with a name. Maybe that's the name that'll stick.
And look how Adon is sitting with that too. Shark Tank.
We're all fired. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one.
That's the president, man. Come on.
So Jinx, if you like Fajardo, I love Fajardo. Like that, you're right. There's a lot of good properties out there. Pretty much any town you go in, if you're willing to put the time and effort in and fix something up, you can find a good deal.
In Apex, Natalie Davalia Ridon, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'm sure I'm not, asks a question. Do we have a list of the best short-term rental locations in Puerto Rico? I'm looking at a multifamily and country club, but it looks very residential. Can someone confirm this could be a good short-term rental, or should it be better for a long-term rental? I'm looking at Aguadilla for short-term rental.
You said her name is Natalie?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what you
Or
can
Natalia.
do if you're trying to verify that information is just turn on the Airbnb app around the area and try to book something and see what's around.
There's also something called Airbnb, and I will tell you that there are definitely Airbnbs in Country Club of San Juan and Country Club of Carolina.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's the neighborhood you're talking about, or those two neighborhoods. They're side by side. I don't think that it's the very, very best place to buy an Airbnb.
I like Adon's method, though. Turn on the Airbnb app, see what's there, look at their calendars, see how booked they are. You can get a ton of data for free by just manually going in there and clicking on it, you know?
Yeah.
Natalie, if you're not here, we'll have to clip this and attach that to our Apex question. But hopefully you saw that. Christina says, I have a great lot available. No, Christian says, I have a great lot available beachfront in Salinas, but I don't have a crew down there. Anybody interested in working in Salinas?
There are. There's
people
actually
on
a lot of people that have been joining Apex recently that are very interested in that side of the island. That's kind of Ponce area, right?
Yeah. Juan Carlos works down there. He lives down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Juan Carlos Quintanas.
Are you going to build something there, Christian?
I mean, if it's a beachfront lot, it sounds like a hotel. Arecibo reminds me of Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. Let's put casinos there.
Man, they should. Why are there only casinos in the one, tourist section?
I would imagine it's for control. I mean, really, there is in the west side as well, by the airport.
Is there?
Yeah.
It's probably better that there's not casinos. I mean, I don't think they're good for
Expensive
people. You get the money from the tourists.
I don't think that Puerto Rico's known for its casinos. So there's not a strip like Atlantic City or Vegas where,
or even like the Bahamas.
Super popular, or even like the Bahamas. We do have them, but they're pretty low key.
Yeah, and I would imagine they're not all throughout the island because the concentration of tourism is really on the west around on San Juan. So
You gotta have people.
Yeah.
I would imagine all the locals would go play.
I think degenerate gamblers live everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
I know that I have. When I was a degenerate gambler, I would gamble anywhere I was.
Are those two chickens fighting?
Yep.
Just throw the money there.
Who's going to fly off of that power line first? The bird on the left or the bird on the right? That's $100. It's the one on the left.
Oh, man. Jink says it's pronounced Arecibo. Okay.
Arecibo.
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 I'm just fucking with you guys. Robert.
Hey, Jinx, Adon's been trying to tell me for 5 years how to say things.
Ask me.
Canela.
What was it that you asked me how I said it the other day? Oh, dale. I've been butchering that all week. Robert, when you said you moved west, is that the west coast as in Aguadilla to Cabo Rojo?
The west, I moved west from San Juan about halfway between San Juan and Rincon. So I'm in a town called Camoy.
And where's your Bible?
Arecibo, then Hatillo, then Camoy, Quebradilla, Isabela. So I'm right there in the middle of those.
Arecibo has a great steakhouse.
Yeah, we discovered right in the Pueblo.
Hmm.
You've got 10 vacant buildings and the
The
high-end steak. I mean, they have a $245 a pound Wagyu.
Wow.
$245 a pound or an ounce? It was
I
some
think it was a
ridiculous
pound.
price.
Use a panel.
Yeah, we didn't get it.
And your buy box, you're buying from San Juan all the way to Rincon. We have some deep property in Cabo Rojo as well. Hey, speaking of, Mike, did you get the email that I sent you from Dave McCallie with the payment history on the note? Let me know if you got that. Anyways.
And guys, I'm not buying anywhere near as fast a pace as I used to. So I do have a big buy box, but I'll look at everything. But I am trying to settle into this area and learn. So I'm looking at a lot of stuff Arecibo West because it's an area that I haven't looked at before. So when I get to an area, when I say that I'm looking at a lot of stuff, I look at pretty much anything that I ever see that has a for sale sign or anybody asks me to look at. And I'm trying to stay on that north coast from like Arecibo going west. But I like Manatee. I like everywhere. I mean, good deal's a good deal.
Yeah.
So.
I'm actually from Fajardo, born and raised in Carolina, Puerto Rico. Love Carolina.
Yeah.
Kooky is music to my ears.
Mine too. I like them.
Christian has 3 acres in Salinas. Guys, that sounds like a partnership right there. He's got a great, amazing property.
And he needs somebody to go and manage it and build it.
Yeah, he needs someone boots on the ground that's going to be there every day. You know, if you're serious about this and you're in the Salinas area, I'd reach out to him and say, hey, I'm interested in this project. Let me run it for you. Let me get the crew. Let me do all this stuff.
Good point. Don says what happened to Sheldon, but Christian, you know, Sheldon and his family, he has a sister-in-law and a brother-in-law that just moved to Ponce. I don't think they're in construction the same way that Zue and Sheldon are, but there might start to be some boots on the ground for you, people that you're already close to.
Glenn joined Apex. Glenn, welcome to Apex. Guys, I'm going to turn the free trial off. You got 5 more seconds if you want to do it.
Did it work for the people that it wasn't working for?
I'm not sure yet. And if it wasn't working for you, BK Breeze and Tremina, just reach out to me and we'll make sure to get you in there. All right. What's next? We're running out of time here. We've got Puerto Rico is known from the rainforest, the cookie, our food and culture. BK Breeze says, how are your crypto plays working out? The market is entering the sell hysteria.
Breeze, you know, I told people that I sold some crypto a while back when I bought the Tesla truck, and that it was a good time to buy, and it was. My crypto is about half of what it was at the end of last year. Right in like end of November, I was killing it, and now I'm worth about half as much. So I'm a terrible anything investor other than real estate, and I get punished every time I try. But I keep trying, guys. I'm not a quitter. So
yeah,
I got it. I still try it. Still put money in it. One day, I'm gonna make some money there.
I love it. Jay Anderson says, serious love for the songs of our cookies.
Yeah.
Addiction Nails. Robert, tell me about the deal.
Which deal?
In Carolina.
Oh, the house in the neighborhood that we just sold on Friday.
Oh, foreclosure.
So how do I tell you about the deal? There's this gigantic single family house that used to have a hair salon on the left side of the house. And then the lady who owned the hair salon kind of seemed to add on and add on and add on. So it sort of is a maze. It's never ending, but it's a very, very inexpensive price point. I went and looked at it expecting that I would buy it, and it really wasn't for me. I didn't see the vision for it. But then when I was thinking about you and your business, and actually, I think it would work for you. It's, I believe, can be bought for 120, 115,000, something like that. We just sold a 2-family home in the same neighborhood for $250,000 on Friday. That's where it's worth. I mean, fixed up, that's what it's worth. So for me, I didn't like how much work it needed. But if I was going to have a business in one side and live in the other and maybe rent out another portion, I could work. I mean, and they've already got, so it's like 2 buildings. One of the building is already rented. And then you have the great big building, and half of it is divided into a business, and the other half, it's this great big house, really big, 3 or 4 bedrooms, a couple thousand square feet probably. So I don't know if Emmanuel was supposed to call you about that. I highly recommend you talk to him about it. He's the one in control of that deal. It's not mine. It's not something that we have control over or that we're buying, but I think it could be a deal.
Addiction Nails wants to fix it to keep it, not to flip.
Yeah, that's why I like it for her.
Can I ask for 80 grand?
Yeah, I did that, and she said no. But I like where your head's at. So that's what I did.
If you're making that offer, that means that you're at the right price.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that so often we'll do like the deal maker Shark Tank, and people will bring in their deals, and they'll say, hey, they were asking 350 and I offered them 320, or I offered them 300. And what do you think? And I'm like, I think you should offer 125. So this lady was asking 140 or something like that, and I offered her 75 or 80. I think I offended her because she left right after that. But I think it can be bought in the low 100s.
I think so too. Oh, he's gone. Well, time to start wrapping it up. Don't be scared to make lowball offers. If you only think you're going to take 10 grand off and say, hey, I'm a real estate investor, good luck. That never works. So
it doesn't never work, right? Like if somebody's selling you a great deal, you can say yes.
it never works.
But you want to run the math, and you have to buy something. You make your money when you buy, so you have to buy things right. Anyways,
hey, guys, you never know the price. Look, the one I got my offer accepted, they wanted 225.
I thought they wanted 245.
They wanted
all the money.
They wanted too much for something that needed all the work, and I offered right off the bat 125,000. They said no, but hey, we can come down to 185. And then I said no. What about 130? Kept going until we got to a number that works for both of us.
Yeah.
So don't be scared to make your little ball offers.
All right. Did we lose McKenna?
We lost McKenna, so let's end it.
You guys, that was fun. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button. We'll see you next week. And if you're in Apex, we'll see you tomorrow night. Actually, you can come in on YouTube and watch us. But if you want to bring your deal and deep dive, discuss it with us, then join Apex. If a couple of you guys, if the link didn't work, we'll reach out to you hopefully right now after this, and we'll get you set up. All right. God bless you guys. See you.
Good night.